And once more, welcome back everybody to more Mechabellum. Uh, One of the biggest metas of the current patch is the dreaded Melter Storm. It is very powerful and can beat a lot of boards and can feel very unfair if you don't know how to deal it. My opponent is going to play some Melter Storm, but nowhere near how it is usually played. The game kinda starts out normal. Let me tell you, it is not going to stay normal, not even remotely. He goes for some Stormcallers. I guess that's a very good move into the Tarantulas, though it also consumes all of his money. Just dropping a single unit, so I guess he's kinda down one deployment. Anyhow, the Stormcallers should hopefully get distracted by the Crawlers. Yes, they do. So they don't hit these spiders as the first thing, or the second thing, in fact. And there still is more crawlers at the front for me. They're probably going to distract another salvo. Yeah, that is 3 salvos of the Stormcallers already down. And they have done a staggering 2044 damage so far. That salvo alone, well, more than quadruples it, actually. Close to 20k, yeah. But they're not going to get much more done. The Stormcallers definitely deserve the MVP, but they split their fire between multiple spiders, which means they didn't get anything done. We have subsidized Stormcallers coming out, and both of us pick it. They are really good into these boards, and subsidized Stormcallers helps you spam them out. Even with Elite, they are now officially cheaper. Though I guess it is not the correct move. Anyway, this game is an absolute... If you are watching this video, please do not watch this video in the expectation of watching some super high level Mechabellum and the correct choices. Watch two absolute mad lads go at each other's throat with mass Stormcallers. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of Stormcallers coming out here. My Stormcallers are kinda not placed very well. Two of my... What is that even? Yeah, I think even 3 of my level 2 Stormcallers instantly got annihilated by the first salvo. Whereas the Stormcallers in the last round didn't get enough done. The Stormcallers in this round have already dealt massive amounts of damage. I think it is very easy to see who is going to win this round by about 1,000 miles. Round numero 3. We have some fortified Mustangs coming out, or a healing item. I think that's a good move into spiders. And my opponent goes for mass-produced Overlord. Okay. I'm not even sure that's good. I mean, I have some level 2 marksmen already. They can eat Overlords. He decides to just throw more Stormcallers down. I have some Crawlers in the middle here. And I also decide to drop another Stormcaller pack. But he goes really aggressive with these Stormcallers. I think he's kind of searching for the best spot so that he can grab an easy tower here. And there's nothing that I have on this side. Other than a bit of chaff that's probably going to move forward, and I guess the Stormcallers. But these are definitely, or at least some of them, are targeting the towers. They are unfortunately not targeting these crawlers in the middle that are beautifully splitting in 3 ways. And are going to distract the inside Stormcallers. All of them. So, what does my opponent do with the rest of the money? He already got attack up 1. Maybe he's going to get defense up 1. Nah, he throws down missiles to defend against flanking. And he does throw a flank down on my side of the board. Anyway, the prediction lied. The Stormcallers were actually targeting my own Stormcallers, which I don't like. But I guess it's better than having your towers die at the first moment of the game. Or within the first few seconds. Since that tower cheese didn't work out, I should be winning this round. I still have a decent amount of Stormcallers. I have my spiders. I have some chaff. Especially on this side, the level 2 crawlers were doing a lot of work, although most of them are dead by now. Maybe my opponent just has too many Stormcallers at this point. I think that's exactly what he has. I cannot match them with Elite. I guess that is why, even if it's subsidized, you still don't take Stormcallers as Elite. Yeah, that cheese fell flat, and he has some units in positions that I bet he doesn't want to have. There's Phoenixes, and you know, that is one relatively efficient way of beating Stormcallers. Just go air. Wraiths might even be better, but what am I gonna do if he actually goes for the Phoenixes and I am stuck on Wraiths? Gonna be bad. I am definitely not familiar with this kind of board and what I have to do now. Maybe Mass Phoenix is an answer. We both picked the Phoenixes, however. I do throw down some additional crawlers, and my opponent goes for some level 1 Mustangs with anti-missile device. Well, not anti-missile device. I guess it's a built-in anti-missile device. Missile Interceptor is the name of the ability. They actually have the same range, even. So these Phoenixes were probably meant to start shooting at the tower, but instead they get to shoot at crawlers. And with the missiles coming in, the crawlers actually also come in and take a bunch of these Mustangs out. They can shoot some missiles down, but definitely not all of them on this side. On the other side, that is looking a lot more differently. You definitely start noticing the anti-missile devices here. Oof, that was a rough shot. The Phoenix shot the same thing as the Marksman at the same time, basically. We both have a Phoenix left, but I think I couldn't even beat all of these Mustangs here. My opponent takes another round. Very easily, actually. The poor Stormcallers can't get any missiles through. So now I'm basically at a crossroad. I can either go into more Stormcallers, which as elite is definitely not the correct move, or I can just sell out of them and be happy that my opponent invested into horrible unit placement and horrible units in those Mustangs, with an upgrade that is going to make everything else he might want to get more expensive. So, what do you think I'm going to do here? Well, first thing out of all the things is I'm dropping some hopefully good Iron Blasts. My opponent didn't pick the Iron Blast, which should hopefully secure a win for me. He's going for more Mustangs. He now has 5 level 1 packs of Mustangs with Missile Interceptor, and he's playing ultra weird. I'm really at a loss of what to do here, and you can see it in the time that I'm taking until I'm taking the next action. I decide to go the mass Stormcaller route and just overload my opponent's anti-missile devices with more missiles. Is it gonna work though? Well, on this side a lot of Mustangs die, and then a lot of Mustangs die in the next sweep, sort of, or the next section of the sweep. There is, however, still a very good amount of Mustangs left at the front. On this side also the missiles have managed to punch through. The Mustangs are definitely gone. Well, most of them. There is a few left, but they cannot hope to stop all of this missile spam. I guess even with Elite, you can get enough Stormcallers out to beat this. Unfortunately, the Phoenixes are probably gonna get a tower here. Yeah, actually no. The Stormcallers are tanking. The Stormcallers are tanking and chaffing, I guess, for my own Phoenixes, and it ended up being quite a stellar win for me here. It's a good amount of damage to my opponent's health bar. Like, I want to say 45%. We have some more stuff coming out. My opponent chooses the Arclight. Yep, chaff is a problem for him. And the Mustangs aren't going to help much with it at that range against crawlers. I could definitely think about sandworms here, I think. I plop it down, but I think I sell it. Yeah. I know. I was putting it in the flank. That was the game where I put a sandworm in the flank. The intention was to just hopefully get around like that and then hopefully sell out of it and provoke a response from my opponent. I decided to go for some additional Phoenixes because, well, Phoenix against Phoenix. Hopefully I can make this work. My opponent puts a bunch of Mustangs on this side here. Who's seen a level 1 missile interception Mustang flank? With no additional units. Okay, he does reposition them. I think it would have been funny, but probably not good. They would have attracted these crawlers here, and they could have swooped in to cover the Phoenixes. And I guess the Stormcallers as well. Yeah, this state of the board is super weird. These are the games that I'm afraid of because I legitimately have no idea what I need to be doing to win here. I should probably cover some of my Stormcallers because they are being targeted very quickly. But it's not that devastating or anything. The Sandworm has eaten the Crawlers. It is still under the effect of the missile slow. But you can see that the mass missile interception approach of my opponent is basically winning everything before the Sandworm even has a chance to get the tower. I was hoping that I could last longer, but I guess I have no unit whatsoever that has any amount of health, with the exception of this Sandworm here. That Sandworm is the Chad. Everything else is getting nothing done. Well, it is spending most of the tower time underground, but the Phoenixes are gonna lay a hurt on it, and the Stormcallers are definitely helping. It is not burrowing whatsoever, so it gets absolutely smashed, and now I take, what, 45% or maybe 40 to 35%, I want to say, of my health bar.